Hi everyone, Daisy here with another layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict design team, and today I am using two cut files. The first one is this one here, which is the floral paintbrush, which was a recent release, maybe from March actually. Thought it was from April, but I think it was from March. And then I'm also using the floral background, and that's an older cut file from last year, and it's just beautiful flowers on the background, and the flowers are super similar to the ones that are in the paintbrush. So I wanted to kind of mimic the background with the florals that are in the paintbrush cut file. So what I did, and unfortunately I lost some, I don't know, I think my computer is kind of telling me it doesn't want to record videos because it keeps kind of losing and corrupting files, so I don't know what to do exactly. But anyway, all you missed was I used some Shimmers paints to paint all the florals of the paintbrush. I had gessoed both the white background paper as well as that floral background cut file, just in case I decided to paint on them. And I recommend, if you're going to gesso a cut file, I did it before I cut it. I let it dry completely and then I cut it with my silhouette. It makes it a lot easier. So I cut the paintbrush out of some light gray cardstock because I wanted it to stick out from the background a little bit, and I lost the little circle like paintbrush insert pieces that you saw me there. I just used a hole reinforcer punch to punch some new ones because I have no idea. I must have thrown them away, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And then this is kind of the layout design I was looking for. So I decided I did want to do some painting, and instead of painting on that floral background cut file, I am going to paint directly onto the background. And I'm using the same colors that I used for the paintbrush, and I'm going to try to put them so that the same colors aren't together, because I wanted to make it look like the colors from the paintbrush were kind of seeping out onto the background. I thought that would be really cool. And then to separate the two paint colors from each other, that's why I wanted that floral background there. I thought it would go really well. So I am trying out a new kind of gesso. It's the Hobby Lobby brand. So if you live in the States and can get to Hobby Lobby, it's just the acrylic gesso. I got the bottle that is $7.99 plus it was 50% off. And I actually really like it. It's a little more watery than I'm used to. So that when I was gessoing this one page, I ended up gessoing 3 pages because it just came out everywhere. So I had like gesso on absolutely everything. But it is actually fairly decent. It's not all gritty like some of them are. It's pretty smooth. It's very white, so it's not, I find that a lot of gesso tends to go like off-white or get a little tinted or whatever. So yeah, I mean, for $7.99, it's not bad. My all-time favorite though is the what's it called? The it's by Finnabar. It's the Art Basics gesso. I love that stuff the best. The heavy body stuff, it's my favorite. But anyway, the reason why I'm going into gesso is because that's what is allowing me to use these paints on the background, and you can see how they're kind of pooling up and moving around and they're combining, and yeah, the gesso is what allows that to happen. It also allows me to use a paper towel to dab up the color because it doesn't absorb into the paper. It dries on top of the paper because the gesso acts as a primer. So the paint just sits on top. It doesn't actually go into the paper. So that gives you some wiggle room, which for me is super important because, you know, I'm on the Shimmers design team. However, I am not a painter really. Like, I think it's, you know, my perfectionism that doesn't let it flow the way it should. But yeah, so gesso is definitely the way to go for that. So And these colors from Shimmers, oh, of course I put them away. So that green is the Green Goddess. The purple is Plum Crazy. The like darker pink is One Hot Mama. The yellow is Dandelion, which is my favorite yellow, like of all time. It's a gorgeous color yellow. The pink is Piggy Pink, and this blue color I believe is Sky's the Limit. If those are wrong and you really want to know what they are, I can dig them out. Just leave a comment, and I have no problem doing that. I put them away already and didn't write them down. I was cleaning my desk off, so you know. Okay, so now I'm struggling with the green mixing with the purple, and I don't really like that. So I am gonna kind of dab up some of the green, excuse me, and then just let it dry. Off camera, I am going to add the yellow because I did not want the yellow to mix with anything else. So I am going to add a little bit of the yellow down at the bottom, and you'll see that when I come back. So there is my beautiful paintbrush. I already stuck my background down, just flat to the background. I do recommend using some liquid adhesive. I use some really strong like double-sided tape because I just went around the edges. I didn't go anywhere in the center, but with gesso you definitely want to make sure it's going to stick. So I popped the paintbrush up on some foam because I thought that would give it a little bit more depth and lift the painted florals off of the background a little bit more. I also backed the floral and the paintbrush part with some vellum because I felt like you were losing the paintbrush florals. And I feel like now looking at it on the video, it's losing it a little bit, but like in person, you can tell the difference. So I'm happy with it. So now I'm just pulling out some scraps that I thought I could use as layers. I'm using this photo of my kids from probably like 7 years ago, something like that. They were just playing outside, and it was just, I've scrapped this photo before, I'm positive. So yeah, I do that a lot, especially when I'm like depressed or upset. Like I will just find photos that I like, and I don't care if I've scrapped them before, because scrapbooking is a way for me to like kind of get out of my head a little bit. And so I don't care that I've scrapped them before. I don't care if it's a story I've told before. You know, if it makes me happy, that's what I'm going to do. So I am fussy cutting out this little frame, and this is from a Paige Evans collection from a couple years ago, and it says, "Give me all the colors." And then I'm really not going to embellish much on this. Like that is, I'm going to add some sequins at the end, but this is pretty much my embellishment. It's just that little frame. I'm going to get my photo stuck down here, and again putting some fun foam behind it so everything's on the same level. And I don't want to cover up too much, so I'm trying not to, but unfortunately I do end up covering up a little bit because that frame was kind of one of the edge pieces of the pattern paper, and so I do have to put it on that side of the photo to cover up the like flat bit. So, and I was working on a title. I was gonna do "You Color My World," but then I wanted to do something a little bit different. So right now I think I'm just searching on Pinterest other titles, and I think it ends up "You Make My World Colorful." But if you haven't already, head on over to the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. That is a great place to find out about excuse me, fun things that are going on. There's a monthly challenge for April that you can join in on. There are free cut files that are available only for the month, so you don't want to miss out on that, and you get those from the Facebook group. So it's a great place for a lot of resources, if there's any sales and all that sort of stuff. We're also going to be doing some fun things for National Scrapbooking Day, so you don't want to miss out on that either. So I will have a link down below to the Facebook group as well as to the Etsy shop. I mean, that's what we're doing here, is playing with these beautiful cut files. So definitely head to the Etsy shop and check them out because they are absolutely gorgeous. And there is so many. I think there's like over 800 cut files now. You don't want to miss out on that. There's something for pretty much everybody. If you scrap boys, there's boys stuff, there's girl stuff, there's a lot of build your own cut file kind of thing. So definitely check that out. So now I'm just finishing up my title here, and I didn't have an E, so I'm going to have to Frankenstein an E, but I wanted to make sure I had my title where I wanted it before I did that. And like I said, because I've scrapped this before, I'm totally okay with the fact that I'm covering up a little bit of the photo here. And now I had put some foam behind, oh, I forgot to stick that down. So I put some foam behind the centers of all the flowers to help pop that up. So I wanted to find some sequins to go with it. And I just happened to pull out the perfect ones right away. These are Spiegel Mom scraps, and they are citrus something. I don't remember. I can't see. Citrus Love, maybe? I'm not sure if these are still available. You saw my giant tub of sequins, so I have a million of them, but just sticking these down, and then that's going to be the end of my layout. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel down below and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.